brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The BAISS Private School Best of 3 Softball Championship swinging into action today at Freedom Farm, and that's where we find our Kelsey Johnson. Kelsey.
Good evening, Jonathan. Good evening, Bahamas. We're still here at Freedom Farm where the championship series in the BAISS Softball League is going on. Now, let me give you the scores from earlier today. St. Augustine's College Junior Boys, they needed extra innings to beat the Queens College Comets 6-4, and C.W. Sanders Lady Cougars, they defeated Queens College Lady Comets 9-3. That's in the junior girls play. Now, directly behind me, that's where the senior girls action is taking place. I can tell you now the score is 3-7. There's 1 out. The bases, actually, runners are on second and third, and roll is up to bat. She is facing a 2-1 count. We can also tell you that the senior boys action is taking place on the next field. But joining me live on the broadcast here tonight is Greg Burrows. He's the founder of the Freedom Farm Baseball League. Now, Mr. Burrows, just talk about the action here tonight, how plays are going. I know a lot of focus is on the senior and junior boys, but this senior girls game in the back of us tonight is really hot.
Well, I am pleased with all the games so far. The level of play was at a high level. You know, what it boils down to is that the Freedom Farm Baseball and Softball League, and of course the JBLN League that provides softball, and even the league at the night fast pitch league that they play at night, shows that everybody's doing their part to develop these kids. It's always good to see the level of play and the level of excitement that I see out here. Hundreds of kids are taking part, and we here at Freedom Farm, we continue to step aside, put pause on our baseball program so that the kids could use the field, and that's what we're all about.
Now, we can also talk about how important this level of play is. It's a feeder system for the entire country. Even though we don't have an active baseball senior league, we still have professional players who came up through the ranks from this same level onto the professional level.
Well, I always say, you know, you have to use what you have. And these fields, what we have right now, of course, we know that the government is moving forward to developing the baseball field, and that will assist us greatly in making sure that we have the right facilities to develop our fellas to continue to develop the growth in the minor league system. So we just use what we have. So the facilities that we have here at JBLN is just we doing what we have to do with what we have, you know.
Do you think the senior girls, the junior girls game is also important, but the senior girls game here tonight in the back of us, it's a thriller. We have all kind of support from the parents. How important is that?
Well, I had a conversation some time ago with Burkett Dorset, who would be a Caribbean softball personnel, and his thing is that if we continue to develop the girls now in softball and the baseball leagues, we'll be okay and we'll be back at world contenders again.
Thank you so much, Mr. Burrows. Like I said earlier tonight, the St. Augustine's College Junior Boys, they needed extra innings to put away their opponents. And the C.W. Sanders Lady Cougars, they also won their first game of this Best of 3 Championship Series. Now we'll bring you all the updates so you can stay tuned and listen out for Charles Fisher early in the morning to see who won the Senior Boys game as well as this Senior Girls game that is taking place in the back of me. Back to you in the studio, Jonathan.
Well, thanks a lot, Kelsey. Definitely some excitement there at Freedom Farm. Well, November is National Sports Heritage Month, and this morning the Minister responsible for sports, the Honourable Anisha Rolle, held a press conference to kickstart the festivities.
The ministry has set out to continue our quest and related efforts to encourage our athletes to give their best on the track, on the court, or on the field, as we launch under this year's theme, Ain't No Stopping Us Now. We're on the move. The Bahamas has excelled in a range of sporting endeavors around the world. We have produced sailing world champions. We have produced track and field champions. We have produced NBA professional basketball stars. We have produced Major League Baseball stars, softball teams that once were ranked number 3 in the world, and scores of Olympians.
The National Sports Hall of Fame, always a part of Sports Heritage Month festivities, and this year will be no different. It takes place Friday, November 23rd at Government House. The class of 2018 includes Agatha Delancey, Harcourt Coins Poitier, Cresswell Platt, Mickey Williams, Wellington Sonnyboy Ramming, Sammy Simonet, Edmund Lewis, Peter Gilcud, Jan Watermore, and Arthur Thompson Sr.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, through the assistance of an independent selection committee, annually selects persons who have been identified from among their colleagues as having positively contributed to the growth and development of sports in the country. Among elite retired athletes, those selected are inducted into the distinguished institution of the National Sports Hall of Fame.
There will also be a National Sports Awards ceremony this year. That's set for Friday, November 30th at Super Club Breezes.
Nominations were invited from the sporting community, from which the selection committee had the challenging task of reviewing and comparing the nominations with the objective of identifying the ultimate winners in the respective categories. Awards will be presented in 16 categories to a distinguished cast of athletes, teams, and officials. The categories of sports awards include National Secondary Athletics School of the Year, Federation of the Year, National Team of the Year, Coach of the Year, Most Improved Athlete of the Year, Tourism Impact Award, the Olympic Committee Award, Future Star Award, Levan Sands Courage Award, Sportsmanship Award, Community Sports Award, Athlete of the Year with a Disability, male and female, Volunteers of the Year, Collegiate, Minister of Sports Excellence Achiever Award, Prime Minister Athlete of the Year Award.
From the NBA over the weekend, the Phoenix Suns suffering another loss, this one at the hands of the New Orleans Pelicans, 119-99. DeAndre Ayton continuing to do his job, another double-double, 20 points and 12 rebounds on 9 of 12 shooting from the field. DeAndre and the Suns playing again tonight in OKC against the Thunder. Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings, they were also on the hardwood over the weekend, splitting games with Minnesota and the LA Lakers. In a 121-110 win over Minnesota, Buddy had a double-double of his own, 15 points and 10 rebounds. Buddy in double figures as well against the Lakers with 12 points, but that came in a 101-86 loss. Now following that game against Minnesota, Buddy said guard play was key.
Especially when we want to play so fast, sometimes it's good the guards to get the long ones and just grab it and go and start a break. You know, and it was good for today for our break. You know, we got it going and you know, we got it up. The second group was big for us today. You know, picked us up, bring the energy we needed. And guys like Frank, Troy, Jay Jack, you know, they did the things that we needed to do to get us on the right track. Guys locked in and guys focused and made shots. And I saw the air and the foul line a ton tonight, and he's locking in. And, you know, that's what we need them to do, man. We got to make free throws and lock in and focus on that. I think Belly gave us a huge spark, you know, and he's struggling the past 2 games, and I see him make some shots and make some plays, especially against his former team. You know, it's always good to see that happens, and you know, we needed that spark from him, and you know, Shump came and making a lot of big shots, and he made a lot of great plays, and Willie had a great game today too. So you know, guys step up and guys make plays and make shots.
Still on news from the pro hardwood, Michael Carey Jr. had 28 points as Hurricanes of Mexico lost 79-65. Tavario Miller a double-double, 14 points and 11 rebounds as Baskonia of Spain went down 74-66. Kentuan Smith 8 points as Navestad of Denmark lost 103-90. Dwight Colby had 4 points, 16 rebounds as Liege Basket of Belgium lost 72-55. His brother Kadeem 6 points and 13 rebounds as Akita of Japan also lost 79-54. As for David Nesbitt, he had 8 points as Flamengo in Brazil lost 90-70. Back here at home, the University of the Bahamas men's basketball team playing a doubleheader over the weekend as they celebrated homecoming against the University of the Virgin Islands at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. After 3 close quarters on Friday, UB fell apart in the 4th and VI coasted to an easy victory. As for Saturday, the story much the same. The Mingos, they came out on the losing end once again.
We didn't want to lose both games this weekend, but you know, I think quick turnaround of the games, the legs were kind of dead. The guys gave it their very best. We got some things we got to tighten up on the offensive end. The ball is sticking, we're not moving it as fluidly as we want to. But all in all, I thought we learned a lot from last night's loss, and we put it in effect today. And I think the score tells us that, you know, we played a whole lot better game today than last night.
The UB men's soccer team hit the field yesterday against United FC in the Mingo's second match of the Bahamas Football Association season. UB started strong, and in the 20th minute, Tristan Arnold found the back of the net on an assist from James Carey. The Mingo's not done just yet, as 15 minutes later, Arnold assisted on a Stuart Hannah goal to put the Mingo's up 2-0 at the half. In the second half, both sides had a few opportunities on goal, but neither could convert. The match ended 2-0 in favor of the Mingo's, but they felt they could have done better.
Even though we got a win, I don't feel proud about it. It's about how we do it. We had a lot of mistakes on the field, and even though this is our second game, there's stuff we should have fixed from last season, but some guys new on the team, so I understand it. The movement was wrong. There was no communication. I don't feel like there was enough talking between players, and it's just mostly about passing, moving, understanding each other. Everyone needs to come out to more practice if you have to fix it. Other than that, we have the potential. We're right there to compete with the best, and we just need to fix all that.
From the college swimming beat, Joanna Evans and the Texas Lady Longhorns participating in a dual meet with Cal over the weekend. Evans won the 200-yard freestyle in 1:45.92. Her time in the 500-yard free was 4:46.81. That too good enough for the win. Evans also anchoring the Longhorns to a third-place finish in the 200-yard freestyle relay in 1:32.38. As the Longhorns dominated the meet, they scored 163 points to the host team's 137. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS